Hey friends, it's Sarah from Gilky's Limited Adventures, and if you've been following along, I've been making a popular state dessert every week for the entire year. This week happens to be Texas. Oops, there's a cat. And I made a pecan pie. I'm about to put this in the oven. Come along with me and I'll show you how I made it and I'll show you how it turned out. Let's go.
Now, a pecan pie is my son's favorite, and he is coming up for Thanksgiving early, so we're having this a few days before actual Thanksgiving, but that's okay. I was excited to make this pie for him, and it happens to be the state dessert for Texas, so win-win as far as state desserts go, right? So I'm starting with making the homemade crust, which was 2.5 cups of flour, a half teaspoon of salt, and 2 sticks of butter. This is going to make 2 crusts, either a top and bottom, or in this case, it's going to make 2 crusts because I'm also making Rhode Island's coconut custard pie. So check out that video as well. Now I'm going to mix this all together just like Grandma did with my hands, and then add in a half a cup of water. And then I'm going to get in there and mix this together again, make it into a ball and split it into 2. I've been making this crust for the last few pies and it has not failed me yet, so I'm going to continue to do it this way. Now once I cut this in 2, I formed it into balls, and then I'm going to put this in the fridge to chill for just a short time, about a half an hour or so. Then I'll pull it out and I will roll it out for you, and I'll show you how I did that part. I like to put a generous amount of flour on the counter, and then I just roll it out with my rolling pin. And I'm no expert at making pie crust, but I'm starting to get good at it with all these pies for these state desserts. Now, once I thought it was about the right size, I sprayed a little bit of non-stick cooking spray in my pan, and then I just folded that over. And then I just pushed it down in the center to make sure that it wasn't too tight, and then I cut off the edges. Now, I did something fun that my mom used to do with the extra crust, so check out our channel for that video. And then I like to tuck the edges underneath and then pinch them so they're nice and pretty. And I think by tucking it underneath, it makes the top of the crust a little bit thicker and it's less likely to burn. At least that's my little tip for you guys that I've noticed so far. Now, once this looks all pretty, I'm going to set this aside and let's get the filling going. We're going to start with a cup of sugar and then 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. 1 cup of Caro syrup or a light corn syrup. And then 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I just use my electric mixer to mix this all together. And then we're going to add in 3 eggs. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I didn't have quite enough, but that's okay. And then we're going to keep on mixing. Once that is fully mixed together, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of pecans. And then I just mix this part by hand. And we want to keep them nice and pretty pecan halves and not use our electric mixer and break any of them up. Then we're going to pour this right into the pie shell. Now keep a few pecans to the side just in case. If you stir this around and you notice there's any empty spaces, then you can just drop a couple pecans in there and fill those spaces up. They'll float to the top as it cooks, but we want it to look nice and pretty. I just dab those down under that filling. And now we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 70 minutes. And you can see when it comes out, it is nice and golden brown. And now here's a little sneak peek of the coconut custard pie. And now here is our reaction to this Texas pecan pie.
Here's the pecan pie. It looks amazing. I'm gonna cut into it now and we can try it. Oh.
We have a grandpuppy here today, visiting for Thanksgiving. Bjorn, about 6 foot tall, 400 pounds, it seems like.
First of all, here's the big boy.
What do you think he is, like 130 or something? He's pretty heavy.
He's probably more like 150.
150?
Okay. All right, here we go. Here you go. Of course, we've had pecan pie before, and I've made it before, but I've almost always made it the derby pie, the pecan pie with the chocolate in it. I don't think I've ever just made a regular pecan pie.
This is so much easier with vision.
William is legally blind.
Yeah. Okay,
Here we go. That's so good.
I'm wondering if it's sweet enough. It's very sweet.
So good though. Way to go, Texas.
Keep them coming, Texas.
So thanks for watching, everybody. See, thanks for coming along for Thanksgiving.